everybody, and welcome back to another tutorial. A few people asked me about my platform stairs, so I thought I would bring you 3 new designs and slow down the tutorial so that you guys will be able to recreate these. So you want to make sure you've got the Sims 3 camera so that you can move the angles like so. It just makes it easier for when you come to raising platforms. Place yourself down a piece of foundation and make it rather large. The thing with platform stairs is they do take a bit of space. So we're going to get a fence and we're going to make sure we're using this top icon because we want to draw the fencing ourselves. So I'm always using this one. It's quite a good one for doing this. And all you're going to do is draw your outline. So whilst this is slow, for some people you might want it even slower. There is a function on YouTube. There is a little button that you can click that will actually speed up or slow down your videos. So if you do want to slow this down even more, you can. Otherwise, you can always just pause it and keep going back to your game. So as you can see, I'm just laying out roughly where I want the platform to be. Now I intend to put actual stairs along here somewhere, so you'll notice that some of the landings I make bigger like this, because when you land stairs onto it, if you only have it the 2 tiles wide, then it's not wide enough to support the stairs as well, and you'll need that to connect it to a second level, let's say. Make sure you've got the tall wall for this particular design. And once you've laid it out so that it looks like this, you're going to just raise those platforms each one at a time. So that first one you're only going to raise once. The next one you're going to raise twice. And you need to make sure that it's only 1 level different between each of the stairs, otherwise it won't work. So 3 times, 4 times, raise it 5 times, and so on. And once you've done that, so long as they are only 1 level difference between them, then your Sims will be able to walk up them without any stairs or anything. So they will be fully functional by the time you're finished, so long as they look like this. I'm just going to finish raising up this other side. And if you do have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer those for you. There we are. So this is your basic outline. Now you can really make any design you like. It's so open to interpretation. You can, so long as you draw it out and you only have that 1 level difference, really you can do anything. So what I'm going to do here is just place a floor on the second level, because you will need to land actual stairs from the platform to the second level to connect it. Now you can see here that that second level is still quite far away, so we're going to add in an extra set of steps here. So doing it like this and leaving this bit here bigger, because we're going to land stairs from there. So again, raise it up and just go 1 higher than the last. Raising the platforms can be a bit tedious, but it is worth it in the end, and it does look really good. Alrighty, so you can see here, I'll just show you what I mean. If you raise it up like that, see how that's heaps bigger? You must have it only 1. So it should look like this all the way around. Alright, so that is the basis of our stairs there. When you are happy with it, and you think you've done all the altering you want, get your sledgehammer and click and drag and remove all that fencing, because obviously the Sims can't use it if there's fencing in the way. Alright, so having a look at our top floor, there's still a sizable difference there, but that's okay. Nothing a set of stairs won't fix. I'm going to drag it out a couple more just because I know that that landing is going to need a little bit more space. Any stair you like, pop it into place. Now you can see it overhangs here. Like that. We don't really want that. So I'm just going to pull that back one until it lines up. That's better. Because then that way you've got the choice to either keep or remove this bit under the stairs. And it will still look good. You can also put a wall there if you want. You could make that a room around the edge. You could conceal those stairs. Lots of different things you can do from there to build that into any build. So we'll drag it out. And that is our entrance hall stairs. The basis of them anyway. If you decide you want to make a change or you want to raise platformed areas, you have to make sure you put the fencing back in. Firstly, because it's the easiest way to do it, but secondly, that way it's not going to alter or change any of the stairs that you already have. So always outline the area, and obviously you do need to have foundation in that area to be able to raise or lower it. Then you can see I can move that section alone and it's not going to snap because it's in line with that other bit. Alright, you can also use this to copy. If you're doing a symmetrical build like this, just copy it. Use your arrow keys to turn it around and slide it into place. That's the other bonus of doing it with the fencing. Makes it a bit easier to manipulate everything. So again, we're just going to get rid of the fencing, and that leaves us with a beautiful set of stairs. That connects to a second level. Now from here there are lots of different design things that you can do. Like I said, you could potentially go around the edges like this and create that open to below look. Again, you can copy and paste things to make it a little bit less time consuming. And just placing pieces of foundation like this. So you could have it like that, open to below, so that you could see the stairs if you were using these inside, for example. That would look really cool. But you don't have to do that. You could leave it open. If you were using it outside, you wouldn't need those bits around the edges. But there is a couple of things that can go wrong. So I'm just going to put some walls in here and sort of create a bit of a what looks to be like a build, or a front of a house maybe, just so I can show you some of the problems that you might come into. So this is on the tallest wall height, and of course those platforms there go up quite high. I'm going to build into these stairs, just cover those up. And you can put walls wherever you want between foundations. Again though, if you want to shift them, you have to have the fencing or the walls. So this is the issue. When you put a door on there, see how it overhangs, and that's because we've gone so high up with the platform. So that's something to keep in mind when you are building stairs, that you leave enough room for the doors, which Clearly, I haven't. So if I wanted to build on this particular level in that area, I wouldn't be able to because it just wouldn't work. So again, to make those edits and to change the height of my stairs without losing the design altogether, I'm going to redraw the fencing. And this will mean that I can move each of those sections up or down wherever I need them without them losing their shape. It can be really frustrating when you work so hard on a design and then you realize you haven't left enough room for the doors or the windows or whatever it might be, and you have to try and readjust it. It can be rather annoying. So I'm going to lower that top one until the door fits. And however many I lowered, which was 3 in this case, I'm going to lower every other section that many times. So the top one I lowered 3 times. So each of these, as you can see, I am lowering 3 times. And that will still keep that staircase, but bring it back down to a level that is going to make the build functional. Now, of course, you are going to lose some of the steps at the front here because we've gone down quite low. And this is now the bottom step. So these we can just delete. They are all lower the platforms. We don't need those. If you want to maintain that outward look, just get your fencing and redesign the section that you want to change. Like so. And of course, because you've got it all segmented with the fence, you can just raise up these areas to align with the current step. So raising this one twice and these ones just once. And now we can go ahead and get rid of all that fencing again. So like I said, it can be a bit time consuming when you're first starting out. It can be a lot to wrap your head around, but a lot of practice and perseverance will have you working this out in no time. I accidentally deleted the stairs, so we're just going to put them back in. And of course, because I've changed the height of the walls and the stairs have gone, I've changed the height of the platforms and the stairs have removed. I've just got to move these walls out the way. Sometimes it has a bit of a tanty about that, so just move the walls if you need to, or the fencing or whatever it is that you think might be blocking the path, and line it back up. Now there will be a little bit of overhang on these stairs that you won't be able to do much about, just because of the height of the platform this time. So we'll just leave it like that and put those walls back in so that it looks somewhat like a house, or the beginnings of at least. And there you go. So from here, like I said, it's up to you how you decorate. You can use fencing, you can use half walls to kind of act as like a railing on the stairs. It's really up to you and your personal taste. Once you've got this sort of a layout, it doesn't matter what design you pick, even if it's not this one. Once you've got it, the rest of it is purely decorative. Okay, so for the curved stairs, again, you're going to start with a rather large platform. They do take space, so best done on larger lots. You're going to get that fence tool again, and you're simply going to outline the stairs first. So you need a 2 by 2 square on each side with a 2 tile gap. that will allow for the walkthrough. And then however many other stairs you want to add is entirely up to you, depending on how high you want it to go. But you do need to have the 2x2 squares on either side if you want that walkthrough piece underneath. So I'm going to make these ones slightly smaller than the previous. Maybe just one more on an angle here. You can play with the shape. There's no hard and fast rules. You just create your outline first. And remember, if you're going to use stairs, which we are, you need to have it the 2 tiles wide. You need those squares. So I'm going to put the walls in here just so I know what height I want that walkthrough. And then we're going to slowly start raising up those platforms, always remembering that there can only be one level difference between them if you want them to be functional for your Sims. Any higher or lower, you'd have to add a set of stairs. So that's not too bad. We are going to add steps up the top there, like proper stairs, to join it together. So just quickly raise up the other side. Like I said, this is just the basic concept. You don't have to have it curving around. You could have them straight off to the side. It's really up to you. We do need to delete these bits of fences in order to place the stairs. They won't work otherwise. Like it'll say something like can't intersect fences or something like that. And we're going to place that piece of foundation and then put in our stairs. So that foundation was on the second level. And once you're happy with whatever stairs, we're going to go ahead and remove the rest of the fencing so that they become functional. And next up, we're going to add in some columns here. It is up to you which ones you choose. I'm just doing base game ones here so that, you know, everybody can recreate this particular design. And we're going to put in some of the awnings there just to create that archway, that walk-through. You could do it with archways from the doors section. I just prefer the look of this, but either will be functional. So that's your basic layout. Really, from here, it's just a matter of adding in your personal touches. Okay, drawing with our wall tool. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Make sure that one wall, the part that you've drawn as one wall, is on the diagonal. Okay, that's important for this particular design because that's where our stairs are going to start. So if you started it like this, it's not really going to line up properly all the way around. There's nothing to say you can't do it that way. It just means that it'll be hell's job trying to get it to line up. So 2 on the straight and narrow, not on the diagonal. And all we're going to do is then go around and create 2 tile stairs, even on the diagonal. So drag it out twice. 1, 2, 1, 2. And it should all then line up relatively well. It's just a matter of sectioning off the stairs where you want them. So like this. But around the outside, it should be relatively straight. There shouldn't be bits jutting out, and it should line up well enough that it's actually going to reach up to the top of the stairs, or as close to the second level as possible. So that's what it should look like by the time you've finished, or thus far. And then we're going to raise the platforms up. The key point to remember is that it doesn't matter what design you choose, whether you change this or not. The most important thing to make it functional is that the platforms are only ever one height difference. So if you've raised this one up 5 times, you can only raise the next one up 6 times. Otherwise, you will need stairs to connect the 2 platforms. It can be a bit tedious here. It does take time, but I promise, well worth it. Now, you'll see in a moment that the wall height is currently set to short, and that is not going to work for this particular design because, as you can see, I can't raise the platforms any higher, so that's going to leave your staircase not quite right. So to fix this, it's very easy. You just make it medium wall or even a tall wall. So finish off these last 2, raise them up. And it's important that this last one is not on a diagonal, because you won't be able to connect the stairs to the second level if it's on a diagonal. It has to be square. So it should look like this. Then it's a matter of deleting the fencing around the stairs so that they become functional for your Sims. As you can see, if you try the dragging method, sometimes walls and floors will get caught up in it. So it is best for this one just to individually click on the fence pieces to remove them. Yes, it's a little more time consuming, but it does save you in the long run because, as you can see, it highlights those walls on the inside, so you'd have to redraw them. But once your fencing's gone, you should be left with something that looks like this. And from here, you could decorate it however you like. You could leave it like that. You could turn that middle bit into a room or whatever you like, really. But in order to make it accessible to a top level, we're going to place a piece of foundation on the second level. And for this particular one, I'm going to create like a bridge. So we're just going to pop the stairs there. Now, I know I said before you need that top landing to be 2 wide usually. But because the foundation, or the platform, sorry, is so close to the second story, there's only like 2 steps, and that is functional for the Sims. The other ones that we did previously, there were more stairs because the foundation wasn't as high to the second level. That's why you needed the wider landing. So we're going to copy that room and place it on top. This wall height, you can have whatever you like. It doesn't matter. And we're going to get some windows. And we're going to start working on the glass see-through bit. So just work your way around. As you know, with the platforms, if you place them where the platforms are, it'll actually make it see-through, and it kind of makes it look a bit, I don't know, not right. So if I can find the windows that I'm looking for, here we go. We use the shorter ones on top. And as we go around, you're just filling in the gaps. So it'll be the same size all the way around the top here. That's not the issue, because that's the top level. That's plain and simple. It's the bottom bit down here. So as you can see, we want it to sit above the platform, and it will start to overlap and create sort of a spiral look as well on the windows. So you might need to use our trusty raise and lower cheats. If you're not sure about those, check out my base game builds for beginners video. I'll link it up the top here. But once we get around the top here, it's not going to line up properly if you're just using base game windows, so you'll have to play around with what sort of look you want. the spiral, as you can see, won't work exactly because I've got the short walls, but you get the idea. You can play around with that as you like. Once you're happy with it though, you can move on to decorating. Just a little tip though, if you do have snowy escape, these windows here are perfect to use for this particular design in conjunction with the windows that we already used, because it just finishes off that spiral really nicely. Then we're just going to delete that floor from the second level in the center there, and that leaves you with your glass see-through bit. I hope you have enjoyed the 3 new ideas for platform stairs that I've shown you today. You can download those plus the ones you see on the screen here from the gallery if you're looking for some templates. My ID is DeeK Sims, and if you can't find it by searching my ID, simply type in platform stairs and they should pop up then. If you do have any questions or anything, leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to check out my latest shell challenge, which has these spiral stairs in the build. So if you're looking for a challenge to do, jump up to the video you see at the top of the screen and have a look at that one. All right, ta-ta for now. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, and also click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. You can also check me out on my socials.